Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my Crafty Den. Today I am doing another episode of Frugal Friday, and I am making embellishments. Now, I'm not making anything fancy. I'm just using these stamps. These are the stamps that I hauled from Michael's. They were in the $2 bin as you go out the door at Michael's, and I hauled 5 of these 2-inch stamps, and I thought they would make great little embellishments. So I've got out a bunch of my cardstock from my scrap paper box, and I've been stamping and cutting out just to see what things would look like. So I'd hauled from Michael's out of that same bin before this heart too, and I thought, why not? I'll just make some hearts while I'm at it. So for the scrap paper for the heart, I had this, it was a thank you card that I'd received quite a while back, and I just threw it in my stash, my stash. And so what I did was I stamped it in black, and then I stamped it in the pink a few times. You can see I've got it stamped on here a few more times to cut out. And I just thought it would be pretty because the paper was, it's got a little bit of gold on it and that. So I thought they'd be pretty. And because they're so small, these little embellishments can be used on ATC cards or tags or anything like that. So I stamped on some gold and white striped paper the camera, and I stamped it on some pink and green floral paper as well. So you can see how extremely different it looks when you're stamping it on different papers. I stamped the pineapple out. Now, let me see if I can grab this paper here. I just want to show you the difference of what it looks like after and before it's stamped. So I've got a few of these stamped on this green paper, and I'll show you the difference when you're stamping in different colors. Now I'm just stamping with the Delusions mixed media ink palette, and it's archival ink permanent. So yeah, it's a good one to use for this, because if I do use a wet medium over this, it won't run once it's really dry. You can see where I touched it when it's wet, and I got some smudges on my paper. But so I cut this out of this paper, and you can see how cute it is. Like, I mean, that'll look cute as a little embellishment on a card. But I just took some dark purple and colored the flower in a little bit. And on this one, I stamped it on a pink printed paper, and with the turquoise ink, and it looks so different. Here's the pineapple on the pink. I've got this whale. So these are printed on the same paper, but they look different depending on what ink you use. How close you cut them out. Here is a pineapple stamped on some gold foiled paper and fussy cut right close to the line. I'm going to go into the edge and darken the edges of this one, and there it is cut out on the pink and green print paper. So that's how different it looks. I cut the whale out of that pink paper and made it kind of whimsical, but I also cut a whale out of some gray cardstock and inked it around the edges, and I didn't cut the spout out because I figured I can put this down and I can draw the spout on later, just to make it a little bit more detailed, I guess. And so that's what I've been doing this morning. I had to make a call to the government, and they put you on hold for 25-30 minutes, and I cut these all out while I was on hold. So yeah, another thing that you can do is when you have the cut aparts of your paper pads, this is just a little piece that was left over, and it had one of the cutouts on it, so I cut it out, and this is just a pretty little piece of card now that will make a great embellishment at the bottom of a tag. I mean, this could actually even be a focal point on something. Like, that's just cute. I'm sorry, I just got interrupted. Anyway, where I was, I think, was I was just saying that these bits of foiled papers, just because they're so pretty, if you had the punches, the shape punches, you could punch shapes out of these. And they would make some really good little accessories to go on your items. And look at how pretty this is with the small foil flower print. Like, I'm hoping that you can see how pretty this is. Oh, I got it right there. Just how sharp that is and how pretty. But yeah, they make great papers for making little embellishments. So that's another idea. And then so I showed how you could do birthday cards and cut, or you could use Christmas cards if you were doing Christmas themed items. You could use the fronts of Christmas cards to cut things out of and make embellishments from. But this paper is just a really, really fine dot. Now, this is from a 6x6 inch pad. And the reason that 6x6 inch pads are so nice to use if you're making embellishments for smaller pieces of artwork, like your ATC cards and your smaller tags, is because the print and the pattern on the small paper pads has already been shrunk down. So because it's a smaller size, it's a smaller scale pattern, it just looks pretty when you print out. I just printed the whale on here and the camera on here to show you when the print is more sized to the stamp that you're using, how cute that can look. And I printed some of the cactuses out on this smaller print. This is a 12 by 12, but it's a smaller print, just with the lines, the crossover lines in green. And because it's a green and a darker green, it just makes a great background for stamping this little cactus on. So look at your stamps and look at your papers and kind of see what the background will suit. I have as well this is leftover paper from when I set my traveler's notebook up for December. I didn't do the traditional red and green this year. I went with the blues and greens and like this color green, the icy green, and the silvers. And so this all came from the Christmas paper pad. But you can see how the background of this or the background of this would be a great place to stamp an image, just because you lose the fact that it's Christmas when you're stamping on this. If you have a small image, you're going to lose that. So it would be perfect if you're just looking for this silvery blue color. So don't look at things in the traditional way. Just because it's Christmas paper doesn't mean you can't use it year-round for something else. The other thing that I was going to show you was I have like this. This is from a nice big stamp. I think there's even more. I think it was a big one, and I've used a little bit out of the middle. But when you have these clear stamps like this, or these clear stickers like this, there's no reason why you can't put your sticker, you can't back it on I mean, this isn't the perfect color, but you could back it onto a piece of paper and then fussy cut it out and stick it on something else. So you can get a different background in a clear stamp, and that makes a different type of embellishment as well. So you can, it's really, the possibilities are endless. And so I just wanted you to know, I know there's a few people that are following this series because they're also beginning. And yes, don't throw any little bits of colored paper out, because you can use it for something. yeah, these little things here can also be laminated, or you can just use your packing tape. Because they're small, the packing tape will go right over this, so it would be a perfect sheet of laminating. You could put these and then use them for little inserts onto things, or, you know, any of these things can be laminated and used as little die cuts. It doesn't have to be cut out with a die. You can use your scissors. So, and it can still make a great little die cut for an embellishment for a notebook or something like that. So yeah, look at your stash in different ways, and look at your mail in different ways, and your few supplies that you do have when you're first starting out. Go for cheap supplies like these little $2 stamps, because they can be used over and over and over again. And I don't want people to think that they have to keep buying more and more and more. You just change out your paper and you use your stamp over and over again, and you've got different embellishments. So I think that's all for today. It's not a huge long video, and it's nothing super, you know, that nobody knows. The whole point of this is absolutely just looking at things with a new set of eyes, and that makes the world of difference. One of the other things that I have here that I wanted to show you was Happy Mail that I got this week. I almost forgot, but I got some Happy Mail this week, and in it came like I got some artist trading cards from France. So I got these amazing stamps, and in it she had just stamped out on cardstock some really cute little stamps that I don't have. I don't have these stamps. So that's really cool to do. If you have 5 or 6 stamps and you have a friend on Facebook, or, you know, in any of your groups or anything like that that has other stamps, stamp them out on cardstock and trade them. Instead of buying a whole bunch of new stamps, trade what you have with what another crafter has. And I did my Happy Mail haul, and one of my orders from Etsy came, and it was just slipped into this cute little card, and on the front of the card was this little girl, and on the back of this card was this little postman. So the little boy postman and the little girl unicorn. Well, I fussy cut these out. I cut them out because I just may laminate these and put them in my notebook, or I may, and she sent me another die cut as well, which is so stinking adorable. It's the little unicorn girl holding this Canadian flag, which is definitely going in. So there's that idea. So look at your mail. Just this, I am going to square this up, and just this because it's got the stamp on it. It's just an ordinary Canadian stamp with a mail stamp on it, but great embellishment. And my cards came with little pieces like this. Like, I don't have sheet music, so that's adorable. And this is just a little cutout, and another little piece of paper. This little piece of paper just looks like fabric, but it is a little piece of cardstock. And then some more of these little stamped bits. So trade with people. If you can find somebody that wants to trade in a group or on Facebook or something like that, look at all these wonderful little bits that I got, and these tiny little tags that were slipped in. They're amazing, and I will use every single piece of this ephemera because it's awesome. Even this tiny little piece of ribbon is big enough to go down the side of an ATC card, which is just going to be a great embellishment on one of my cards. So that's it, everybody. The whole point of this is to look in places where you don't usually look for things. Keep your eyes open and start looking at things from a different perspective. And you can save a lot of money that way. And what else that does is it makes your little art pieces and your planner decoration and things like that, it makes it all unique. So make it yours. And that's all. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Excuse the way my nails look. They're getting done today. But yeah, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and share. And by all means, if you aren't a part of my YouTube family already and you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and I'll put the link right there. So thank you. Bye-bye.